Hey there. You're probably about ready to jump off into selling your property on your own. And I'm here to tell you what the 5 most common mistakes are that are made by for sale by owners on Zillow. My name is Rock, Florida. I'm developing the course on how to sell your real estate without agents. And the first most common mistake made by a for sale by owner on Zillow is self-promotion. You're not doing it, okay? You're just posting it in there with a bunch of the narrative that stipulates, hey, this is a move-in ready, wonderfully updated 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage in a delightful neighborhood, right? People don't read anymore, okay? The first thing that you have to do that Zillow doesn't want you to do because they make their living off of real estate agents, getting your leads. But the first thing that you need to do is self-promote, okay? There's different ways to go about doing that. I'm rather unconventional in my processes and quite successful at achieving my clients' objectives. And at this point, I'm considering you a client that is looking to meet or exceed your own goals and expectations, and we can help you. So self-promotion in a nutshell, the best way to go about doing that is at the very top of your narrative, in the very top of your description. The first thing that a buyer needs to see when they're attracted to your property is who you are, right? Bing. You are, hi, my name is Joe Smith. This is my home. If you'd like more information, please feel free to call me at this number, right? Let them know that you're a real living person. One of the reasons that Airbnb works so well, if you've ever used Airbnb, you have a profile that you've personalized and that you have a host and you look into, say you're going into St. Louis on a given weekend in a month or so, and you're looking through all the profiles of the places that you may want to stay, and you see that this character is a fastidious, very OCD, clean type of individual that really wants to leave you alone, right? You get an idea of that personality behind the profile. And then you look at the crazy cat lady who's really looking forward to being all up in your business while you're visiting in St. Louis, and probably having a hard time keeping her cats out of your space. It helps you make a decision over who you want to do business with. So first common mistake, self-promote. Let people know it's you, that you're a real living person and it's your home and you probably know all there is to know about it better than anybody else, okay? The second most common mistake made by for sale by owners on Zillow is how to deal with a prospect, right? How are you going to qualify and vet your buyer? When the buyer calls you directly, okay, great. It's like a dog chasing a truck. You caught one, now what, right? What's your script? How are you going to deal with that person? How are you going to know they're a legitimate qualified buyer, okay? There's some questions. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like a copy of our script for buyers or buyers agents, let me know. I'll help you out. But dealing with the buyer is something you need to anticipate. And it's pretty exciting in the first few days after launching your property on the marketplace. And you have to be careful to preserve, protect, and promote your interest, right? You need to make sure that they're a willing and able buyer. Where are you coming from? There's some basic questions you should be asking, right? Where are you moving from? How long you been looking? Where are you qualified through? Okay. And the other thing, the most common mistake, because, you know, still a lot of buyers out there represented by agents, but you're going to be getting hammered with calls from buyers agents that are going to be calling you up, either fishing for the listing Or they may actually have your highest and best buyer that they represent, and you need to be careful with how you deal with them, because they're going to call you up and say, hey, I have a customer who would be interested in your property. Are you willing to pay me 3%? How are you going to respond? Okay. We have scripts available for that to help you know how to best proceed with the buyer's agency cooperatives. Okay. The third most common mistake that we regularly see, that I regularly see, when dealing with for sale by owners that have posted their property on Zillow for sale, for instance. Say you're wanting to sell your home for at or around $300,000, okay? And you've done all the comparable market analysis, and Zillow has the Z estimate at whatever, 292 or 304 or whatever it is, and you want to price it properly. And one of the most common ways that people go about it, presenting their market interest at that time, is to come out there at 295 or 299. Guess what? You just entered the 20th century marketing model. Got to think like a search engine. Price it right at 300,000, please. 149.9 is 150. 299 is 300. 499 is 500. People are tired of, there's a couple of reasons. People are tired of being lied to. They really know that 299 means 300. The other side, the bigger side of that picture, is that you've got in your market, whatever, here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, let's say there's 200 prospects looking between 200 and 300,000, right? You'll be at the very top end of their affordability if you price at 299. And they're really looking for a deal somewhere more like 275 or 280, okay? You're missing, say there's another 150 people that are looking from 300 to 400,000 that will never see you, okay? You kind of want to be on the bracket, okay? Price it properly for maximum exposure in the most amount of time. And you can always come down, you know, it's best to ask more than you expect to get anyway. The fourth most common mistake that we see in for sale by owners on Zillow is, yeah, you may have gone out and paid a photographer $200 or $300 to take photos of your property, and they provided with 30 or 40 good images, and you post them all, okay? Big mistake, right? Because people are going to make their purchasing decision based on what they see. People don't read much anymore. They're going to look at the pretty pictures, and she's going to click on the blue button, right? That's the way the consumer's been trained, okay? When you are posting all those photos, back when I started in this industry back in 2003 or so, you know, we'd put flyers. Remember flyers at the curbside? You don't do that anymore. Why kill a bunch of trees over stuff people aren't going to read anyway? But we were trained to leave out some critical information so that any prospective buyer had a need to call you. So we left out either the square footage basis or the price, right? How much is it? Okay, got to call them. Well, if you put too many photos in there, they may make a decision based on a little bitty photo that they're looking at on a mobile phone. And they'll be looking through the photos and say, well, my bathroom is way too small. It'll never work for me. And they never even make a decision to call you because they made a purchasing decision based on your photos. So if you were to only put 5 or 6 of the best character developing photos on your posting, then they actually have a reason to reach out to you. If you'd like more photos, please feel free to call. We'll send you our full due diligence package. right? And the fifth most common mistake, it may be one of the most common mistakes, actually, quite frankly, at this point, but one of the funniest things is that, you know, when somebody is trying to sell their home, right, and they post it on whatever marketplace that they post it on, they're hoping to connect with the buyer directly and not do business with an agent if they don't have to. Okay, so what you're really trying to achieve is a contract with a prospective willing and able buyer. Most for sale by owners that I have talked to don't have an offer form ready to go, right? And you can get one anywhere, pretty much. You can go to Rocket Lawyer, LegalZoom, Office Depot, go down to your favorite title company. They'll provide you with a generic real estate contract form. And just so you know, if you don't have an offer form, and knowing that you want to dictate more of the price and terms and the representation of your property, right? And you're going to want to be familiar with whatever contract you're about to be entering into, whether you get that from a real estate or a real estate attorney. You know, you can also do that. Have your real estate attorney draft you up a real estate sales contract, but it really only consists of 5 different elements. Any contract for real property, 5 basic elements: date, names of parties, address, price, signatures. Contract. You can do it on a napkin. Take it to your title company. It'll work. Well, mainly a little more than that. But those are the 5 most common mistakes that we see. And I'm developing the course on how to maximize your profit, minimize your stress, selling your real estate without agents. Like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you if you need any help. Thanks.